Hello friends, today we're making penguin macarons. The super cute penguin macarons are filled with a white chocolate Russian buttercream. You can find the template on my blog so you can print it, put it under your mats or parchment paper, and pipe your own cute little penguins. The link is down below in the description box. If you like this video, leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week. Before we make the macarons, we're going to sift the almond flour and powdered sugar together. Also, get all of the ingredients and materials that you're going to need set aside. Over a pan with barely simmering water, place a bowl, then add sugar and the egg white powder if using to the bowl. The egg white powder is completely optional, you don't have to use it, but I like how stable it makes my meringue and I like how full it makes my macaron shells. Then add the egg whites and continue to whisk the mixture over the double boiler for a minute or two until the sugar melts. You can test by touching the mixture between your fingers, and if you don't feel any sugar granules, you can remove it. Transfer the syrup to the bowl of a stand mixer. With the whisk attachment, start whisking on low for about 30 seconds and then gradually increase the speed to medium and then to medium-high. I like to finish whipping my meringue on medium-high about speed 6 of my KitchenAid for a few minutes until stiff peaks are formed. The peaks should be shooting straight up and not bent down to the side. Here I'm just transferring my meringue to this bowl so I can show you the macaronage process better. Then pour the sifted powdered sugar and almond flour into the stiff whites. Fold the dry ingredients with the meringue until just incorporated. When you can't see any more streaks of dry ingredients in the batter, stop mixing. That's because we're going to separate the batter to make 3 different colors. One of the bowls is going to be our black batter, the other bowl is going to be the white batter, and the little amount is going to be for the yellow feet. Work with one bowl at a time and keep the remaining ones covered so they don't dry out. Let's begin by coloring the black batter. Add black food coloring to the batter. I used Super Black by Macarons. And then do the macaronage, folding until the proper consistency is achieved. When you achieve the proper consistency, the batter should be flowing off the spatula slowly and effortlessly. You should be able to draw several figure eights with the batter that's flowing off the spatula without it breaking up. And then, even after it breaks up, it should still continue to flow off the spatula. Once you have the perfect consistency, transfer the batter to a piping bag fitted with a small round tip. I used the tip number 3 for the black color. Set the bag aside. Make sure to keep the top covered so the batter doesn't dry out. I like to use bag ties to keep the batter secure in there. Moving on to the white color batter. I didn't add any food coloring this time. I simply folded the batter until the perfect consistency. Then same thing, the batter should be flowing slowly and effortlessly off the spatula. You should be able to draw several figure eights with the batter that's flowing off the spatula without it breaking up. Then once that consistency is achieved, transfer the batter to a piping bag fitted with a number 6 piping tip. Now for the small amount of batter, we're going to color it yellow. I added some yellow, but I also added a dab of orange. Then do the same as before. Fold until you achieve the perfect consistency. Then transfer to a piping bag fitted with a number 3 piping tip. Now we're going to begin piping. We're going to start by piping the black part of the body of the penguin. This is why it's important to have a very small round tip. because it gets really narrow down the bottom here, and also so you can make the detail of the head. Then use a toothpick to smooth out the batter and gently tap the bottom of the pan a couple times here and there as you're piping to help the batter spread out through the piping process and become smooth. Then let's pipe the center of the body of the penguin with the white batter. And we're also going to pipe the hands, and then we're going to pipe the feet. And as you're piping the penguins, always remember to every now and then to tap the trays gently to help the batter spread out and to release any air bubbles from the batter. And also use a toothpick to pop any air bubbles in the surface of the shells or to smooth out any pointy tips. After you pipe all the penguins, you're going to let the tray sit for a while. I find that with shapes like this, it's better to always let them rest for a long time, especially if the color is a deep black like this one. We used a lot of food coloring. I let my penguins rest for about 1 hour before baking. You know they're ready to be baked when you can gently touch the surface of a macaron and it seems dry to the touch. I baked my penguins at 325 Fahrenheit. I bake for about 5 minutes, then I rotate the tray, and then I continue to bake for another 10 to 13 minutes. After the macarons have cooled down, I used an edible ink marker to draw the eyes on the penguins. Then I piped little beaks using yellow royal icing. You can also use fondant and cut out some triangles for the beaks. And finally, I brushed a little bit of rose luster dust on their little cheeks. And now let's make the white chocolate sweetened condensed milk frosting. Start by melting the white chocolate in the microwave bowl at 20-second increments, stirring in between until all the chocolate has melted. It's very important to use real white chocolate here. If you use the white chocolate chips from the store, they're not considered real white chocolate most of the time because they don't have 20% of cocoa butter in them and they're not going to work for this recipe. You need to look for the real white chocolate. If you're in doubt, always go for the white chocolate baking bars. Set the chocolate aside to cool to room temperature. Now let's start creaming the butter. You need to make sure that the butter is at the appropriate temperature. It should have a nice shape but not be too soft and not too cold either. The butter should be from 68 to 72 Fahrenheit. We're going to cream the butter at medium-high speed for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to add the condensed milk and continue to cream. You will notice that the frosting is going to start to thicken up. Lastly, we're going to add the cooled down chocolate and also vanilla and continue to cream until the frosting is very thick, creamy and fluffy. I have a tip for you. If your frosting is not becoming creamy and fluffy like this, it's probably because the butter was too soft. In that case, put the bowl in the fridge for 5 to 10 minutes and then continue to whip after that and try to see if it becomes creamy. Now, all you have to do is put the frosting in a piping bag fitted with a small round tip and pipe the frosting on your penguins. I like to use a small round tip so this way we can get the whole surface and the little arms included. Top with another penguin and there you go. Seriously, aren't this super cute? I really hope you enjoyed today's recipe. I had the best time making the super cute penguins. For the full recipe and for the template, go to piesandtacos.com. I'm going to put the link down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!